You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
Good. Got some, like I said, I got some new vibes. Had that one there. At the end, I figured I'd save it for Thorsday because of the name, and I asked if like who can name that song. Who Cindy,
I
do you
mean,
recognize the song?
it was Thunderstruck. I just don't know what band was playing it.
No, it was. I mean, it was just a marching band piece, but no, it was
Yeah, but
Thunderstruck.
what marching band?
It was. It wasn't like it was a
Mm,
video of a composition that was like you could
mm.
use
So
a
you don't want to
marching
give
band.
credit? You don't want to
No,
give
I
credit to the marching band, like
no, it's not a. It wasn't a band.
the
It was a
mighty
person.
Yellow Devils of Muskogee. They done it.
Um,
Wow.
no, it was a. I do have to get the YouTube links together and put it in the description for all my stuff, but no, that one was like it was sheet music that you could use in
Yeah.
marching band, but it was
Yeah.
like someone else did like the sampling
Oh,
from my
okay.
gathering.
I see. So it was
So
one guy pretending to be a marching band.
I don't know. I'm assuming that you just use like digital stuff. I don't know. I was just looking. I was like, I really want Thunderstruck for an intro song, but it's like I want to. Basically, the big thing is to have them not copyright like marked. And so
Yeah, that happens. That happens a lot. That happens a whole bunch. Even with our intros are all supposed to be copyright free, and we get hit a whole bunch of times. So
Yeah, so
whatever.
mainly it was like, well, the Drunken Sailor one, that one is public domain. The Dearly Beloved one that I had yesterday, that one was a remix of the Kingdom Hearts song, and so the person that had it doesn't have a mark on it. Same with the Gandalf Sax remix, and then the
Did you
Thunderstruck
not get
one.
hit for the? You didn't get hit for the Kingdom Hearts one?
Nope.
Jesus, man. I don't think I ever have a stream where we don't have some sort of copyright thing, but it's whatever, you know.
That was really the big change because the video game music, obviously, that one was always good, but the Daffy Duck the Wizard one would always get a little mark on it. I'm not
Mhm.
monetized or nothing, so it wouldn't do anything, but it would just be like, just so you know, this is here, right?
Yeah.
And then the obviously the Gandalf sax one would always get hit as well. So that's why I was like, well, I want to find a remix for it. And so I always upload the videos on their own to YouTube private just to see if it'll get a mark on it. So then I know it's like,
Huh.
okay, there's no mark on that. So um,
We need to do that with all of our intros and see what happens. But yeah, we get popped a lot. I think most of our stuff is copyright, which is weird. Oh well, that's
yeah.
the the game you play.
Yeah. I mean, as of right now, like until you're like approved for monetization, all that, you won't really have to worry about it. And
Yeah, added with super chats.
worst case
So
scenario, you just mute all the intros in the post production. Like everyone's gonna skip through those when they're watching later anyway.
yeah, but then
Uh,
you lose the chat replay. Hmm.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
and
if you
that's
cut
a
it,
lot of the
yeah,
fun when you go
yeah,
back. You know, everybody wants to go back and see what super secret squirrel stuff was said on our stream, so they
yeah.
could go back and cause drama later or whatever. Because
But well, you do have these. You have the chat overlay, right? You have the chat overlay.
yeah,
So that will always
that's
be
there you
there,
go. Yeah,
and that
that all right. Yeah,
and that shows more than what the YouTube chat will show. So,
there we
because
go.
people if
That'll work.
people delete or retract their comments, so it's like you
We'll
don't have to
figure
be
it
so.
out, man. If
Yeah, you
not,
don't have.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll just get 100% actual real music made for us. We've got some talented people around us.
yeah.
They'll
You
do
can
something.
even someone willing to throw Suno $10, and then sit there and make a bunch too. Like there's the AI music. There shouldn't be any copyright on because AI it's the AI holders thing. It's not the owner of. It's the whole thing. But
Hmm.
anyway, um, but definitely always upload the clip on its own, and then you'll know beforehand if there's a pop to it or not. So, um,
Wait, what's Victor
but
saying? Question. Do I have to get the next tier on StreamYard to put video intros on live streams? If you're using the free one, yeah, you can't do your own intros. You have to
manually,
play
basically,
the
like,
video.
yeah, how it works right now is that when you hit go live, it'll automatically play the intro. I
Hmm.
always play a starting intro anyway. Like I play the little 30-second countdown just so that there's no one can see the stream, Um, but so yeah, otherwise you'll just have to play an intro and then hit start live stream,
Tell you a
which
secret, Victor. If you want to get around it, what you do is you build your own. You edit your own like 10-minute, 5-minute, whatever intro YouTube video, and then you just hit play, let it
hit play.
run, come on stage.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I
literally
would do if I didn't want to pay for the $40 stream yard.
yeah, it's literally all it is you just have to play the video and then hit start live stream.
Uh-huh. Yep.
It's the I do like the auto end screen.
I like the
Like
auto
obviously,
intro and the auto outro. I really
yeah.
love the auto outro. The only thing I don't like about auto outro is it pulls everybody from stage. So
Yeah, it
like if
pulls
you want to
everyone
hang out afterwards, then you've got to like add
click
back,
everyone
add
back
back.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it pulls everyone from stage and then it um there's that buffer where that's why it's good because there's that buffer from when the stream is over until it says like stream ended
Hmm.
where you're still kind of live for like 3
Yeah,
seconds.
we caught Andrew Rowland like shirtless one time.
Yeah.
Because that buffer wasn't quite there because we didn't do the outro, like the auto outro. We just played an outro, and so we
Hmm.
played the outro. then you would scroll up and hit end stream. And when in between that short little window, we caught Andrew rolling. Oh God, with his shirtless with his camera on. It was great.
Yeah, so that's why I always do the end stream and have everyone get kicked off and then wait for it to pop up, stream over, and then you bring everyone on.
Yeah, that's what you do. Also, you never know who's going to pop on the backstage of my stream. Super secret squirrel meetings go on there.
Yeah, so
either way, it's a Thorsday. I haven't been here in like...
It's been a month since the last one, and you weren't there like for it. So
2024, I think I was here.
Been about 2 months
before I got written off Thorsday. I think.
But hold on, we're not. It's not officially Thorsday yet.
Wait, how's it not?
Hear me, Collector. I am Thor the Thunderer, son of Odin, prince of Asgard. But today, above all things, I am an Avenger, and this world is under my protection.
Reed, look, it's Thor!
Stay thy hand, villain. I command thee, halt.
Across the rainbow bridge of Asgard, where the booming heavens roar, you'll behold in breathless wonder the god of thunder, mighty Thor.
Greetings, travelers, Wiz Kids, and Wordplayers. It is not Wednesday because it is Thursday, and not only is it Thursday, it is Thorsday, the greatest Thor-related stream on the internet. I am Wizard of Wordplay, the WoW of WoW Wednesday, and the Thor fan of Thorsday, and I am joined, as I am mostly always, by the Loki to my Thor, truly, if there ever was one.
Very true.
As he is my adopted brother, my biggest villain, and my tormentor. Stimulated cynic.
Hi. Hello. I'm Loki now. I thought it was fitting. I was sitting there. I told you I had to like get ready for the stream or whatever. And I said, ooh, I have a brilliant idea. Let's take my normal profile picture and turn it into Loki. It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, I really need to make myself a Thor one. I have my one that I drew. I suppose I could use for this, but
AI
I need to
that
have, like,
bad boy into
I don't want
a wizard one.
I don't want the AI ones. Like,
Man,
I'll do
really good though.
Yeah, but I want to draw it. It's more fun for me. But anyway, we have, of course, not only is it Thorsday, the greatest of days, but it's the greatest of days for another reason. Cynic, you know why?
I have no clue, Wiz.
It is Summer Swan's birthday.
Happy birthday, Swan.
We want to give a great shout out for Summer Swan. Yeah, there you go.
Good job, Swan. Way to be born. That was your first win in life. Keep winning. I hope that this birthday is the best birthday in the history of all your birthdays, and next year's even better.
We'll truly, it is the greatest Swan birthday because it falls upon Thorsday, the holiest of all of the days. Truly, like,
it falls on Thorsday. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, like, truly, Christ, he gets like what, 2 holidays?
What are you doing? Why do you keep doing that to me? You've done it several times today.
I get so flustered about it. It's so funny.
Because I feel so. All right. Last night on Good Logic Show, we had a whole like religion segment, right? And so now it's like the blasphemy and the sacrilege. Make me feel dirty. But no, it is a beautiful day. It's a holiday. It's Swan's Day.
Yeah, it's Swan's Day. There you go. I didn't think about you announcing it. Like, you put in the chat, but I did plan on doing that anyway. But
can we super chat Swan? How do we super chat Swan?
How
do we do that?
Swan's got to make a Ko-fi page.
Yeah, a Ko-fi or Stream Elements too. You can super chat.
Well, Stream Elements only works when the channel is live.
Oh, does it really? You can't just okay.
No. That's why Kofi is the better one to kind of use for all that.
Swan says, oh, thank you, Cynic. I'll take the rest of the week off from bullying you. You
Yeah.
hardly ever bully me. You are the least of all of my bullies. All the people that somehow I've gathered around me bully me. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
When am I going to get a paraplegic or a guy who cross dresses in Transylvania? You know, when is that? When is my time, God?
Hey, you know, give it time is all really.
Dear God, it's me, Margaret. Okay.
You know, you got a lot more going for you. You know, like you got the Wizard of Oz thing we talked about last week. You know,
hey, thank you so much for that one, Wiz.
You gotta plug the previous podcast on this podcast. For people watching, go watch Wild Wednesday to see Cynic crash out over Wizard of Oz.
Go back and watch that one. That one was a lot of fun. I will actually, I will start making it on WoW a little bit more. What I'm going to do is get my schedule for Wednesdays because I streamed for 6 hours yesterday, right? So I came on here for like an hour and a half before Cody started acting goofy, and then Good Logic decided to start an hour early, which was good for me initially, right? Because I was like, all right, now I'll get an early night and I can go to bed and actually get some rest. And no, we streamed for 4 hours with Good Logic. So yeah, I'm gonna start trying to come on here. That way you can torture me with all the Wizard of Oz news.
Yeah, if when I see him, you'll be the first to know.
You have ruined my favorite franchise.
Hey, don't blame. I'm just the messenger here, really.
I'm going to hurt the messenger. All right, hurt people. Hurt people.
I'm pretty sure there's specific phrase about not hurting the messenger. I'm pretty sure that.
You know what? You told me this a long time ago. I'm stimulated cynic, and I do what the fuck I want to. Okay.
So anyway, we got to say hello to the chat. Of course, we have birthday girl Summer Swan. We have Sarah is here as well. Victor the Lore Seeker.
Yep.
Baki was here first, even though Victor the Lore Seeker put a question in before Baki's chat. So
way to go, Victor, my man.
Oh, you know, you do miss out on the reward there, Baki, but
we do have another person watching. Would like to say a special hey Harry, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, shout out to Harry.
I hope you're enjoying the show. And I hope you have a good time tonight. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And I'm sure Maria also says, hey, buddy. Don't you worry about it. So what do we got on the agenda today, Wiz?
And Maria, of course, not watching tonight, but then
she's probably gonna lurk, I'm sure.
Anyway,
I told her right before the stream.
We have, of course, it's been a while. It's been a minute since we've been on here to talk. Didn't talk about Thorsday. We talked about Thor comics. Last time we finished out Immortal Thor, and we discussed Thor's death and what that will mean with his resurrection, the overall run of Immortal Thor, what, you know, my thoughts on it, and you know, I kind of gave, it was a solo stream. I got to give my thoughts on it, and
I didn't
now
get
it's
to
time
catch
to
the
begin
ending
Mortal
of that.
Thor. With, is it on the thing or not?
I don't know. You got to figure out. You're the one producing. What were your? Give me a TLDR on what your thoughts were with the Immortal Thor ending. Wait. Whoa. Hey, everybody! It's me. I am now running a Thorsday show with no Thor. I don't know what happened to the host, but guess what? I do this professionally. Well, semi-professionally. Technically, it's a hobby because I'm not getting paid yet. Although last night we did get enough people to potentially get paid, so that's good. I am a Thor fan because of Wizard. I started reading Immortal Thor because of him. So you know what? I'm happy that we do this show, and it's been one of the newer comics that I've thoroughly enjoyed, thanks to this guy to the side of me. You back?
You share it, and it immediately crashed the StreamYard.
Did it really?
Yeah, I was doing it perfectly fine earlier, but it fucking just crashed it. So I have to use this is the rare times where I have to use Mozilla for this because Mozilla has the ad blocker still and Google Chrome no longer does. And these fucking pirate websites are, you know, messy.
Why are we that's piracy. Biggest problem in the universe. That's what I was told.
Vote it down.
Voted down. I voted it down with every account that I could find.
But anyway, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to buy the collected edition.
Of
when the story's out.
oh, I got you. Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise you gotta window shop first. You gotta.
Yeah, I get it. 100%. So what do we got? What are we pulling up? What pirates?
I gotta pull up the first issue. I just gotta. Hopefully it doesn't fucking crash.
I don't have a big problem with that on my computer, but I do a lot of my comic book reading on the iPad. So
Yeah.
I know you don't have one of those, but if you could get one, I do recommend it.
I do have a tablet. I just don't stream. Like I'll read it on the tablet. I have to stream it, obviously through this. So.
Yeah, as we're actually going to go through the book, you've got to go through the computer itself. But you could potentially do that. But no, I do enjoy reading Immortal Thor. I did enjoy reading Immortal Thor on the iPad until I got it in my hands. I was like, this is a crisp ass book. Even when the art changes, what was it like? Issue 13, I believe the artist left and went to Wolverine, I think. Even when he did that, the art on the iPad, like on the actual tablet, didn't seem as it was crisper in the books for some reason. It wasn't as offensive. But God, is there any way we can get in contact with that guy and tell him to learn how to draw different faces? Because all of his faces are the same.
Definitely not if you call her a guy, I will say. That definitely ain't gonna get far.
What, it was a girl? I thought it was a dude. Never mind. I get it. Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, I get it.
Anyway, but
let's be a little PG. We'll be a little PG. Why not, right? But yeah, no, it's God, dude. If we could figure out how to get in touch with them and tell them, look, you could do different facial expressions. It's not gonna hurt you. You could try different facial features too, and facial structures. It's it would help you. It would be a good thing. So let's see here.
Anyway, so Mortal Thor #1 did not crash this time, thank God.
I do like these covers, these painted covers.
Yeah, the Alex Ross, cool. Consistent. Hello, Henry.
What's up, Henry James?
So the Alex Ross consistently great through the whole thing. They were still keeping the little quotes from the poems and sagas, which is always cool. But now it's got the different background. It's got like a white background, whereas before it was a like a papery tan or like a brown.
It's more of a slate. I would call this a slate, Wiz.
Slate, yeah.
It's like a slate background.
So it starts off here. This is like this. So this is the new art. We got this guy here.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say that's pretty good art. It's way better than what we got last time. Who is the new artist?
I don't know if it'll have it.
Would it be in the end?
Fairy. I could probably look it up. Pirating Comics will be on YouTube. Hey, gotta happen.
Yeah, I mean, we both own the physical copies, so don't know what to tell you there, Paulie.
I'm gonna look at Immortal Thor artists or Mortal Thor artists.
I mean, they're still keeping with the same cover artist, of course, but the interiors.
Pascal Ferry is who the new artist is. It's a bit different. It's definitely took some adjustment, but at least it wasn't
neck break. It didn't feel. Already looking at we've only seen one page. It didn't feel as neck breaking as the art shift in Immortal Thor. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think we see this artist in the end of Immortal Thor already, so there is that. But yeah, so we see this like gang beaten up and bloodied with a man with a sledgehammer. And like, who the hell are you? And then we cut to the past with someone watching the TV where they talk about how the idea of a god and how like where do the gods come from, myths and legends, and of course the Greek gods exist. Hercules, he's around.
Mm-hmm.
But some people are inspired by myths. That fellow with the hammer, the founding Avenger, Beta Ray Bill, because as was pointed out in the end of Immortal Thor, Thor's myths have all been more or less erased from history.
Yeah.
And that I thought that meant no one would remember Thor at all, and that is kind of the case, but it's more that they are like, it's just not real. Like how we see, obviously, the Norse myths, we're like, that's just not real,
Yeah.
But so we have here, this Sigurd is his name, sitting here watching the TV, and they talk about that, and he's speaking Norwegian. They're just talking about. They're like, which one do we get one of the days of the days of the week from? Thursday. They talk about that. It wasn't. You're not trying to suggest that these Norse myths were real, and then we get some. I will say with this lightning, it feels a little too like After Effecty. Like this isn't drawn. This is overlaid.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks overlaid. But I mean, I don't hate it. I think it does give a good effect. You may not like it, but I kind of like the effect.
I don't know if I hate it. It's just different.
Yeah. It's definitely not drawn though.
Yeah, Thor was turned into a frog once. Yep, Frog Thor from Walter Simonson run. Yep, that there was also the completely different, because I believe Throg is a different person that was turned into a frog Thor or something. But then we get Sigurd's neighbor in the apartment complex, Kristen. She is an artist that paints paints the myths.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a return of Lucky from the end of Mortal Thor, who is of course the tricksterous scamp who is not anybody, and don't worry about it. She's like, don't worry about that. Don't worry about who this is. How have you always been my friend? Same as ever. I'm always the same, or at least I'm always me.
Mm-hmm.
Have we met? And all this. So they basically do a lot in this first issue of just establishing just the
new characters. Basically, is that what we're doing?
The new characters, just the new obvious like scenario that Thor is in. So that's really
obviously Loki, and then Thor,
So this is Loki. This is Thor. And
I don't like new Loki already.
This is seemingly like a brand new character that is obviously that is really just a person. Like,
I was about to ask. I don't know who she's supposed to be exactly. So
no, it's literally like what he'll say. What Lucky will say here is that he had to put Thor in a situation where he has some type of like human companion. Basically, it's like he chose her for this reason. Basically.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get into this Roxxon construction company with this strike going on over like contract stuff, and then we have the security consultants, which are the Sons of Thor. Here is what they're called. They're like a biker gang, which again shows us that Thor's a god of strength, god of the storm, wash away all the scum, and so.
See, look at that. That's a better face than what was in any of the
100%.
Oh my god. Yeah. Jesus, man. I do like the cross hatching for the beard too. It's good.
Yeah. The little like the wisping.
Just a little wisp. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically then there's like sleazy business guy. He angers these thugs and like I go, rough them up or whatever, and you get basically get into a fight in the alleyway where Thor tries to grab for Sigurd tries to grab for his sledgehammer. He does, and he whops the guy. And
hell yeah,
beats up the guys in the alleyway and throws the hammer. And what's cool is you'll see too with these fights that the artist pulls a lot of the poses from like Thor drawings and Thor, like, because this is obviously him throwing the hammer. But
Yeah.
there's another one that's more explicitly like this is a pose from another thing. So, and then he beats him up like we see in the beginning, all bloodied, and then we get the "Who are you?" Did you not say Thor was angry that Thor wanted to punish the unrighteous? Then tell your friends that Thor is coming, and you get the lightning strike, and that's the end of the issue of issue 1. So
that felt like a very short issue though for some reason.
yeah, because it's a lot of when you're not reading it, you're just kind of like just buzzing through it.
Still good.
God,
that cover art, son of a bitch.
Yeah, like because it's a lot of dialogue and just establishing of like ooh, like
Is
why
this
is
guy? Yeah, this guy is Thor. Who is this guy? All that kind of
yeah.
stuff. Mm-hmm.
So,
now when you read this, were you like immediately excited to read issue 2, or did you just go, "All right, I'm in this"? Like,
yeah, it's like it's more just
feel?
like yeah, I'm in this, that it would make it's like I'm invested. I just want to see where it's going. You gotta let it kind of get its story told. You don't want to just end it with the first issue. Be like, well, I don't know where this is gonna go. So
Yeah.
We get the narration from Loki. Something's missing. Don't you feel it? You can't remember what it was, but you know it's gone. Things have changed, and they won't be the same again. Kristen Soker can feel it like everyone else, and so she paints like I said, she paints the myths. No one else has tried to draw it yet. Kristen's the first. That's probably why I decided she'd make a good neighbor. So like we get the confirmation that like Loki was like, oh, I'll put Thor next to Kristen here. That and the first aid kit and the drill and the bungee cord coiled up and forgotten in her wardrobe, which we'll come back to later. So it's like, oh, you found Sigurd all bloodied up, and I'm sorry to bother you. So he's continuing the bungee cord. Those aren't part of the story, not yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, oh, I gotta go, and then so we get obviously more of them establishing, and he's like, who's this Thor that you're drawing, and why does it look like me? And it's like, oh, I guess there is a strong resemblance, and all that stuff. And
is this the same artist? The face
same
feels
artist.
They must have just sort of
colorist might be different.
Okay.
I
this
assume
art
it's the
feels a
same
little bit
artist.
better to me.
The third ran. He finds the clue.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna
Checked.
go back. If you have some elastic, perhaps, or a thin rope, like a bungee cord, another piece coming together. So he's got a bungee cord. He's got his bag. He's busting into the bar, and they're all like, like, why couldn't we beat this guy? He's stupid. And he beat us all up, and they're like, he beat you up, you guys suck. And he comes in, and you see here we got even Hydra. Like you tell, like these guys are the bad guys or whatever.
Yeah.
Knocks on the door and then throws the hammer.
Got a rope on
he's
it.
got the bungee cord on it, so
Yeah.
that he can whip it back and throw it, and then it comes back to his hand. So this literally, like, I'm pretty sure I've seen this on posters. Like it's almost like a pose that I have on a poster right now, hanging right over there. Like this is what I was talking about, where it's like this is some Kirby. This is a Kirby pose.
Yeah.
That it's like
an homage to Kirby. I'm not mad about that.
Yeah, it definitely helps the whole like this is Thor. He's hitting these poses, to really remind you. So, you talk of Thor as strength and purging, but I remember what I know of Thor. The Thor I know, he is not a god only of strength. He is not a god of taking and hurting. He is not your god. The Thor I know is a protector. If he sees a thing that is wrong, he must break the sky to right it. So you want Thor and like this, wham. Then here he is. beat him up. Rush him. He's just one man. He's just hey, Thor, nice hammer. Too bad you brought it to a gunfight. Boom. Throws it at the bullet and bang. It bounces off, ricochets, and hits the guy that killed the boss with his own bullet. He throws the stool at him. He's like, but then he has the rope. He throws it. Tries to dodge it. Bang. Breaks to his face. Bury your dead, and change your life. All of you change your life, or I will come back. And that's when he called me. And then we get the Roxanne guy, and we get this guy here. But you're right, as you know, the head of the snake. In fact, I'm the entire serpent. Let's not stand on ceremony. Call me Blake. And so then we see here Donald Blake, who was originally Thor's alter ego, the human persona that he adopted, you know. He then basically was used by Loki to usurp Thor's he usurped Loki's place as the god of lies in the mythology so that Loki could become god of stories and take the places. Swan says that Alpha Core in the back, so we'll get to them. Ruby King is here, says no stream tonight, just gonna take shower once and then just sit.
Hope you only take one shower. Why would you take more than one shower?
So anyway, so we'll get to them here, but these are the Sons of the Serpent, our old Avengers villains that Al Ewing has brought back, and Donald Blake is now their leader, and of course he is also secretly like the Serpent as well. Like Loki basically took Donald Blake and made him the god of lies and the serpent from like the myths of like Thor's like doom, or like we saw that in the end of Immortal Thor. So anyway, then we get to issue 3. The most recent one, this just came out like last week, I think, which is we see more of Donald Blake. He talks about like the god of thunder, gods of story, gods of knowledge, all god of lies, the god of lies, the soulless one, the serpent, so Blake's basically going crazy. And he's like, am I lying? No, father, says the Sons of the Serpent. And he's basically got like his own cult. He's like one of those guys came in, it's good, fucked everyone up. And then they're like, no, like, I already know who it is. It's Sigurd Jarlsson, go kill him. And then, so then we get a little dream here of Thor possibly talking to Sigurd, and everything is like under this rock here, and, setting that up. Thor gets a job here at this construction site, and this one's really cool. So he's like, well, do you have training? Do you have the paperwork for your certification, your I-9 and all that? And I do have the training, but I don't have the paperwork. And then there's a knock on the window, and it's Lucky going like, hey, check your bag, your paperwork's in there. He's like, oh, here it is, cool. It's like, oh, it was just here somehow. And I love this panel so much.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
So think about, like Lucky is right here at the window. And you think he's on the ground floor or something, leaning in the window. But then you show here the window is obviously way up high. So it's like I just love that like little storytelling thing there, where it's obviously he's using his magic to, reach the window. And so it's just a fun little thing. Like it's, you didn't have to write that in there, but it's a cool little thing because it's just there. No attention is drawn to it. But
it shows you that Loki's a trickster. It shows you that so you may be, so if you jumped into Mortal Thor not knowing a whole lot, like say a young kid or whatever has jumped into Mortal Thor not knowing any of the history of Thor. All right. Now you realize, oh wait, this guy is sort of magical or a trickster or whatever. It's something for the new fans. It's not I don't think it's there just to be like, ooh, look what we're doing.
Yeah. It's also like it's a mystery, right? And it's a mystery that you won't have to wait too long to like be given it. But it's basically like if you didn't know that Loki was doing these trials and putting Thor in these trials, you would still be like, you might be able to get to like, oh, it's Lucky, and he's talks about lying and all this stuff, and I just like that little thing. But so then he gets the job of construction, but they talk about how he uses his bungee cord to not like drop his hammer. And they're like, well, then he got leather cuffs for his wrists, and they said that he's basically, we'll see what he does with those later, but it's also the classic Thor bracers on his wrist. And then they mentions like, well, he's got his hammer, that's a short handle for a hammer you got to hold with two hands. And then he's like, nah, he uses one hand to swing it, but then we get attacked by the Sons of the Serpent here. They tranquilize everyone, but they're looking to kill Jarlson. Jarlson we kill. And so then they attack the construction site, swinging girders around from, they got their gravity shoes and everything. And then Sigurd gets the bungee cord, and he actually straps him to the bracers. And then he gets his hard hat and uses it as shield. So this is like, that's a cool, like, kind of thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Throws the hammer midair, wraps it around, and then swings on the guy. Swings and kicks the guy. Lands. There's the is blocking with the thing and throwing the hammer, breaking the guy's face. This is another Kirby Thor pose here. There's a lot of those where he'll have like his legs bent like this and kind of turning this way. So more of him. He dodges a bullet, it ricochets and hits the guy again. More of the ricochet powers. Knocks a guy under the car, and then we get Kristen and Lucky, and Lucky has Buy My Riddles. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You're where? They want one phone call. Stay there. I'm heading down there with a lawyer. Don't say a word, okay? Well, that's not good. He's like, well, I didn't expect this. So then we get here. This is obviously the change in the font is more of your Asgardian way of speaking. You can already see Lucky gets a little bead of sweat. He gets a little nervous. Oh, crap. If you wanted to remain hidden, you should have not used your magic on those mortal papers, Loki. That required knowledge I do not have, and knowledge I do not have, I seek out. So satisfy my curiosity, Skald. Tell your father Odin what exactly you're up to this time, and I pray I enjoy the tale. So Odin has shown up and caught Loki in the act of whatever the heck's going on. So, and that's of course where the issue ends, and we'll have to wait to get the next one.
I like the look of Odin. Dude looks cool as shit.
Yeah,
Dude looks cool as hell, man. So far, I like Loki and I like Odin. Thor, I'm a little hit or miss on, but so far I'm enjoying it, man. So this is issue 3, and then
issue 3.
The next one comes out in what, December?
Yes, it's one a month, and this one was like the end of the month, so I don't know how long we're gonna have to go.
I'll go put Mortal Thor on my pull list. It'll be no big deal.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so we're really, the big thing that I had thought about with this is that we're getting like street level blue collar Thor.
Well, we're getting a ground level Thor. I don't mind that.
Because absolute Batman, right? Is like blue collar Thor. People talk about, and or blue collar Batman. I mean, like it's blue collar Batman, and we're getting blue collar Thor in the sense like he's a construction worker. Like, not is he just street level because he's not wearing like a costume. Mm-hmm. He's not doing any of that stuff yet. He's literally just like, I'm the working man, and I'm, I'm
the working man. Come on, I'm
saying I'm the working man. I'm the working man, and I'm here to protect the people and everything.
Yeah.
And Jamie's here. She said, "Nerd shit, hot." So Henry says, last I checked, Thor was gone very cosmic, so now it's more grounded. Definitely Mortal Thor. There's no real inkling towards, because more Immortal Thor had the high level, like we're fighting Utgard, Loki, and
It was high fantasy. I wouldn't say it was
yeah.
high cosmic. It was very, very high fantasy, but it wasn't like cosmic levels.
Yeah.
But no,
They had-
Immortal Thor was fun though.
Yeah, they had that, but they also had the Dario Agger and all that stuff kind of festering in the bottom, you know? But we never got a payoff to that. Now we're getting this slowly building up of Roxxon still doing stuff. And really the Roxxon thing has been building since Immortal Hulk.
Yeah.
So we're still kind of going with that. But that never got a payoff. Dario Agger came back from the dead, came back from his weird Minotaur form, and is now in like a demonic, possibly magical body now. Last I read, Thor had taken on Silver Surfer's role. Yeah, that was the Herald of Galactus Thor. And then I think then he dealt with the Black Winter. And that was like a return to Thor. And that's where he saw the prophecy of his death. But then the prophecy that he saw wasn't what was didn't end up happening because Al Ewing took over. The original prophecy was Thanos with Mjolnir, with all the Infinity Stones in it, with also like some Death Gauntlet or some shit, was supposed to command all of the Marvel zombies, and that was going to be Thor's death. But Al Ewing was like, while that does sound cool, we're going to do something a bit more like
not cool.
I would say not cool, because Loki stabbing Thor in the back as he is Thor's villain, but then using that to put him on this trial that he's on. You know, so it's like that kind of that, you know, I would say that's a cool thing. But anyway, so we have that angle, you know, like that kind of way to look at it. But overall, Mortal Thor, this last issue has intrigued me. It's like picking up now. You've established everything now, and now we're getting with Odin coming in. You're like, all right, now show me more of the myth stuff and why we're doing this. And then, of course, the next issue, we see here, this is Magni, Thor's son from an alternate future that is now in the main timeline with the other enemies of Asgard. And the description says, meanwhile, a tale of Asgard, with 9 great realms cut off from the 10th, old enemies grew restless, and hungry eyes fell upon Asgard's empty throne. Uluk, Lord of Trolls, was on the march, and which hero would rise to force him back? And which rabbit would rise to aid that hero? This is the story of the son of Thor and how his great tragedy began.
Who do we think's a bigger troll, Uluk or Loki? That's my question.
I don't know. I mean, Uluk literally is a troll, and he's the king of the trolls, or whatever.
Looking like a troll and being a troll are two totally different things, though. You know,
that is true. But I mean, Loki, he's serving his purpose as the god of stories. He's going to give Thor some type of something. You know, that's the other thing. So we were talking before the stream about how this is again relating to the whole New Testament thing. Jamie says, I hear Cynic looks like a troll. Well, and Paulie echoes that sentiment. But I was even going back through it, I was trying to remember what it was that I thought was like, the New Testament thing, you know?
Yeah, you were talking about that earlier.
Maybe it was in the writing, it was in the dialogue, and I missed it because I was trying to just speak.
Well, you should have made a note for it, because you keep bringing these eureka moments to me about the Bible stuff, and then you blaspheme. See, your blasphemy got in the way of you showing me the parallels to the New Testament, like they said that we're gonna have in this story arc. See what happens, Wiz?
Yeah.
So this is the next issue coming out. They're going to be fighting Uluk.
Yeah, it'll be a tale of Asgard, and I assume they won't be there. So, to Thor and all that. Like, we might see Odin and stuff. But I assume this will just be a Magni story with Sif, and we'll see like what's going on over on that side. And I had said too that, so I've read Doctor Strange of Asgard, that 5-issue run that basically sets up Doctor Strange, because he's no longer Sorcerer Supreme. Doctor Doom stole that from him, and then now Scarlet Witch is going to become Sorcerer Supreme. And so Doctor Strange needed to become Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard, and all the power that came with that. So he had to learn how to do that. So he has like a 5-issue run of him in Asgard. Thor appears in it for like a second. Loki does as well, and they do reference the events of Immortal Thor, and then it literally ends with like, well, now I'm ready to go home, and then it's like, boom, you can't go home. Read Immortal Thor because the bridge is fucking broken and everyone forgot everybody, right? And then it's like, and stay tuned to the next Doctor Strange issue where he does become the Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard. And I assumed that meant that he was going to be the one to just deal with what Magni's deal with. I forgot. I didn't think that they were going to bring Magni back to deal with it, because last we saw him was in issue 19, the other Tales of Asgard event. And that was when they, it was like they had this bunny guy from the weird, the annual. Remember the annual, how much it sucked and meant nothing? They brought the bunny guy into that, and he was hanging around in Asgard. Then he finds Magni, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go adventure together?" And they're like, "Sure." And then so that's when they went
the bunny
off.
guy's in the background on this cover, so he's going to be in the next one.
Yeah, and they hinted at it too. They say it in which rabbit would rise to aid that hero. So they're going to be like a duo saving Asgard from the trolls and whoever else are going to be attacking. I do love too, because this Ulik design is literally like these are Jack Kirby faces in the Alex Ross style. Always great. Overall, like so far, it's like, okay, like let's see still where they're going. I don't know how long Al's Ewing's gonna drag this. I don't know if we're gonna get another 25 issues like we did with Immortal Thor. You never know. Sometimes the way he would write those, they would kind of go at like a breakneck speed, where it would just be like the arcs would move really fast. It was like all of a sudden we're fighting Enchantress and Executioner, and then boom, we're talking to Gaia, and now we're talking to Utgard gods, and Dario is assembling a team of villains, and boom, Utgard again, and then it's like, well, what happened to the team of villains and Dario? Well, we're gonna wait on that, and so there was that. But I think the art's good. I've gotten used to it. It's not egregiously ugly. Like there's nothing like
there's nothing that's taking me out of it yet. So.
Yeah, the kind of sketchy look to it is different. I'm not used to it, but otherwise, like it's like those later issues of Immortal Thor you would just look on Pawn with just like, dear God, like
make it stop. Just let me get through the story, please.
Yeah. So like, just please, like it looks so ugly, and it like that first artist, like we went through that whole thing. That first artist that they got to do some of those, they had the perfect, the monsters and the gods, like in those beautiful things. Then that later artist would just mess up the faces, and you have a couple where like, man, this looks good, but
he just could never, or whatever, could never keep it together. So
like especially there was those few issues where we pointed them out where the faces were the heads were huge and the faces were small, and it just looks so odd. But no, so the art so far with this is great, and the story is intriguing. There's still some other Thor things happening, which is strange. Like I think he's still part of some of the events as just Thor, and they just don't acknowledge what's going on. I did see recently, there was a Storm comic where they were going to like the Council of Gods or something. Right? I don't know if it was the Council of Gods or Council of like Sky Gods specifically, but Beta Ray Bill's sitting there and he's like so fucking bored. And everyone is like joking about in the comments about how it's like, well, Beta Ray Bill has to be there now because everyone forgot who Thor was. And he's basically like, he doesn't even remember. So he's just like, why am I the fuck here? But he's just fucking sick of it. He's like, I'm an alien with these powers. I don't care. But yeah, so overall, 3 issues in, we normally cover them about 1 to 5, but it is what it is. But It was a long time coming. We still have there was the Thor Godzilla story to cover at some point. There is some Thor news, but that just means more Thorsdays down the line. I didn't want to have a super crazy time, but we do have pinned in the top of the chat the ask us anything. So let me we only have a couple of questions, so I guess Sarah didn't end up typing them all. But what was weird is that during the stream yesterday, I was talking about earlier, Sarah's chats kept getting retracted.
Huh.
And she said she wasn't doing them, but if you go back, like her chats aren't in the thing, like in the thing yesterday, but we can see them obviously through the StreamYard thing, and they're there on that. But I remember I clicked over and I saw it was like, oh, they're not there. So I don't know. Maybe she did put them in, but maybe not. It's no big deal.
I mean, she could DM them to me if she wanted to.
Yeah, but if you're watching, Sarah, you can put them in there and they'll pop up. They'll pop up live they'll pop up live as I'm looking at them on the question thing, like they do. They just pop up. They don't have to refresh or anything. So anyway, Victor the Lore Seeker asked earlier. He asked favorite current Thor comic. Well, as I always have to point out, just saying hi. Okay. So
yeah, they're not being retracted on YouTube now. That's weird.
Yeah, that was I don't know what it was yesterday, but it was just they were going retracted. Swan could see that. She watches the chat. So anyway, so the favorite current Thor comic. I've always talked about that I'm a big tourist and I don't read all the stuff, and I really don't. I was trying to go back from the beginning. I just got busy and stuff, but definitely what was good about Immortal Thor. I always heard great things about Immortal Hulk, and I still got to read that too, but I always heard great things about Immortal Hulk. And so there was the next book that Al Ewing's going to write is a Thor story. It's like, oh my God, I got so hyped for that. And what was great is because you get the elevated, or you get the starting point, right? The jumping off point.
Yeah.
You start with issue 1. Henry says Immortal Hulk is Al Ewing's best work. I do got to read it. I do love the Hulk lore that came with it. And the idea of Zemnu, bringing Zemnu back, and what they did with Zemnu is really cool. So I do got to read that. And it does, I feel it obviously sets up Immortal Thor because it's kind of the spin-off of it. And obviously written by the same guy, and Dario Agger and Roxxon and all that stuff comes back. So anyway, but overall it's like I'm not really, paying attention to the new stuff. I'll try to dip in if I can, but overall it's like I'll wait till the story's done. Maybe I'll go back then or try to get it summarized or whatever it is, right? So really the favorite modern one is really it really is Immortal Thor, because it has all the stuff I like about Thor. It's got the myth stuff. It's got Thor doing just cool shit. Like that first issue is still so damn cool. And when he's fighting the storm god, and he's when he can just tell lightning to move, when he tells the storm to leave and it blips out of the sky, like all that stuff. I love that. Yeah. And when he fights the frost giants in the very first couple of pages, and the twists and the turns, like I point out the biblical stuff and the layers you can kind of look at it. I love stories that have the layers to it. Where you can just be like, oh yeah, like I can, there's a message here. So, I do love that. And then I did read Thor versus Godzilla, and that was cool, but obviously that is just like a little one-off. So.
Yeah.
And then we'll see.
I haven't read any other Thor stuff except for Immortal Thor. So you're the one that got me into Thor. So
yeah. And luckily Immortal Thor was good. Like if it would have been something where we would have been struggling through it and it'd been like, oh God, like we gotta cover it, it would have been awful.
Yeah, for me to actually put it on my pull list and to drive down to my comic shop, that was the day that I would go pick up my list, all my books, is when Immortal Thor would come out. So yeah, for me to do something like that, that's tells you it was pretty decent. Because I am a very picky person when it comes to keeping comics nowadays.
Yeah. And there was some low points in it. There was a lot of like a couple issues was like, okay, this is clearly setting up something. But I felt like if
There
I
wasn't
would have,
many for me. Not for me. There wasn't that many. I liked the setup coming, but also I was behind when we started it, so
Yeah.
I was able to catch up and not worry about those low points. So
yeah, so there were some of the bridge ones, but they weren't bad. It's just I felt like if I would have been like paying money month after month, I would have been like felt a little shortchanged. We're like, you know, could have done a
maybe
little something.
I don't know because when I was picking up my books and reading through them, I never once was like, oh man, that that $4.99 or whatever it was not worth it. Not one time. So
Henry says everyone loves the Simonson run. That's considered the definitive run. It's pretty good. My favorite is the God Butcher, Jason Aaron's runs before he race swapped them. Or gender swapped him. I think you mean gender swapped Henry. But yeah, so I do got to read God Butcher. I had I did get summarized of God Butcher like years ago, back when I was like a teenager. The Simonson stuff, you know, there's the 70 stuff. I'm reading the 60 stuff. You know, is where I kind of stopped. The 60 stuff is good, but you can very kind of tell that Stan Lee really wanted to write Superman because a lot of that Thor comes off like Superman sometimes. But the early days, but anyway, yeah. So that's really, I guess, the favorite of the modern Thor runs. Until I catch up on more, and I really hope that they do release a like a collected omnibus pretty soon, but maybe depending on how many issues Al Ewing's going to do, we probably won't get it until after Mortal Thor is done. I assume. But I wonder what he's going to do after. If they're going to do Mighty Thor, like bring back the Mighty Thor moniker, because he did like Jason Aaron used that for whatchamacallit, for Jane. So I wonder if we'll bring back the Mighty Thor, or if it'll just be Thor. I wonder. Wonder what they're cooking over there.
I mean, where would you go after Mortal Thor? You got to bring Thor back. So if it was me, I would sort of like cook it, then let it simmer. You know what I mean? Go all the way out to Cosmic, and then bring him back and ground him again a few times.
So there was a lot of speculation. I remember reading the Thor fan speculation about what it is that he's going to get. I think what Al Ewing's hinted at is that Thor will be forever changed. And I think the idea is that they're going to buff him. I think he's going to get a buff at the end of this whole thing. You think
so?
So like Hulk got a buff. Hulk got the ability to never die because of the green door. He can never die, you know, and Hulk got a big buff off of that. And so I wonder then what we're going to get. There was possible is like he's going to get the powers of like, so he's already All Father, right? We already have that. He's buffed because he's the All Father.
Yeah.
But what Ewing might be doing is using the other half of Thor's DNA, which is Gaia, the Earth. So he's going to get like as strong as like a primordial being or something. Like he's still got to fight Uthgard Loki. He killed an Uthgard god before, but he's still got to fight Uthgard Loki. He's still out there. And Uthgard Loki is the concept of, he was saying in the one issue, he's the concept of magic. Like he is trick. Like Loki is a trickster. He's got a mischief, but like Uthgard Loki is the concept of the trick. You know, he's a primordial being. And so so basically I think that we're going to get either Uthgard King Thor or something strong. We'll see, but
they fuck around and just make him ginger.
Well, if they did,
Ginger Thor.
If they did, that's myth accurate. Thor's a redhead in the myths, you know.
Yeah.
I already told Wiz about it, but I'll mention it here too. My little mobile game has an entire Thor storyline and Thor characters and stuff you can collect. Only storyline I've actually finished. And of course, subscribe to Swan's channel. Link is in the chat. She posts her great shorts there. Yeah, so there's a couple ways to look at what he'll do with Thor. Like that's the other thing is he set up in the trials, right? When he did the original trial of Thor, he had like the prophecy stated that Thor will need 3 weapons, and he made his axe, and he got the belt, but he never got the 3rd one. And there's a line that specifically calls out that he doesn't, because like I think they say like Mjolnir's not the 3rd one. I'm pretty sure they say that like Mjolnir's not the 3rd one.
I
And
remember
that-
us talking about this when we first started doing the Thorsdays.
yeah, but we never got to see the 3rd one. So maybe Mjolnir is the 3rd one. I'd have to maybe read through them, but I
It's the
remember
helmet.
specific. Well, the helmet becomes the axe.
He
And
gets
then
a
the
new
helmet-
helmet.
Yeah, and it returns. Well, then he gets a helmet later under no explanation. He's like, helmet again. Then he gets the power like this. He has Zeus's power in the belt. He has Zeus's power in the belt. So he has power of Zeus and power of Thor, or power of Odin, and Thor himself's power. So that's why I think he might become god of the earth. I think he's going to usurp Gaia or something, and he's going to become god of the earth as well.
Okay.
Like I could honestly see that where he's basically become I think he's become the most powerful being on Earth for sure, or something. I don't know, at least mythology wise. So, who knows?
I don't know where you're gonna take Mortal Thor. I haven't seen any clues or hints yet, but I'm here for it. I'm enjoying it so far. I like Loki, like what he's doing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because he's basically
That's
like
my favorite character.
putting him through this trial as the villain of his story, but then also as the god of stories. He's like, he knows that a protagonist has to go through trials, and that's basically what we saw Loki doing the whole time. And he orchestrated this from the very beginning. If that very first issue, if you reread it, that very first issue, he rebuilds the Rainbow Bridge, and he mentions that it came with a great cost. He wouldn't reveal what that cost was. We didn't find out until the last issue or second to last issue that it was Utgard could then arrive on Earth because the Rainbow Bridge was rebuilt. And that led directly to the plan that Loki had orchestrated that would lead to the death and erasure of Thor. And so, yeah, so it's like they had all this set up and planned, and then you reread it and you're like, oh, that's what they were building on. So really, it's what is this trial that Loki is putting Thor on? So what is this going to be the end game? And
Well, I mean, if it's running the New Testament, God becomes man,
yeah,
Jesus Christ. So there you go.
And we've talked about before we've mentioned it. I don't know if I have it where I can pull it up, but there was this, we've shown it on the show before, but there was a screenshot of a comic book. This was a long time ago. They did a it's basically like looking at the future.
Yeah.
But it's written like it's the plan for the next slate of like comic events or something. And
okay.
I'm trying to pull it up here, but Mozilla's all weird. Sharing on Mozilla is it's stupid. You have to do it as a window. You can't do it as a tab. And then once you do, you don't get to pick from the tab. You have to pick from like a list. And then it's just like, yeah, we don't have the list right now. We don't have what you want on the list. There it is. It's there, but it was invisible of all things. So anyway, so they had this list of like things to come. So we have like the 8 deaths, the one world under doom. This happened. We just got done with it. Rise of the New Champions. I believe this happened or it is happening. That's Ms. Marvel's thing. The Eternal Storm, the False Metal. What waits within the last egg? Like stuff where it's like, ooh, we don't know. Strange of Asgard. This is happening. Galactus leader assassinated. Time of Strife. Dormammu invasion of Earth. Ms. Marvel second Genesis. This happened. She has 2 powers now. She died and came back as a mutant and a Inhuman. Ultimate Incursion. This happened. The Ultimate Universe bleeding over, or it will happen with the new Ultimate Universe. Who is the man with the hammer? This is happening right now. That is Mortal Thor they're talking about right here. The Ghost Fist walks, and Iron Fist came back from the dead. Danny Rand Iron Fist is a zombie revenant guy right now. So all this is happening. So then we get into Utgard Rises. So this is after Who is the Man with the Hammer. So we're still getting the Utgard Rises story. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like no other story relates to Utgard but Thor related Immortal Thor stuff. So I don't know if we're gonna.
That's where we got to go then, right?
Yeah, this is what's happening, and then at the very end we get who would trade away immortality, which I always point to. This is another Thor hint.
No. What about Hulk?
Well, Hulk kind of finished his Immortal Hulk run, and he's Incredible Hulk, and now he's
but these are all different stories, right?
He's Infernal Hulk now. Well,
these are all different storylines that are coming true, right?
Yes,
So
but I don't know if they're
Hulk
all
give up his immortality.
Yeah, I don't know if they're all different people. It could be Hulk related, but so what I'm going with, who would trade away immortality? I believe it was basically what we're going to do is I think that Thor will give up something. That's it's almost like he's going to give up his immortality or something, or he's going to give up his Thor something. But
he's already given up his immortality. So,
but I mean, but he didn't have that choice. He's doing that. He's in his final trial right now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in his final trial now. He has no memories. I think that after Utgard Rises, we're gonna get something else where Thor will be able to not really live mortal, but maybe not be immortal where he can never die. But I'm not sure. I just always point at that when we talk about this. Yeah, but definitely Utgard is returning. Like that is 100% because Utgard Loki's not dead. Utgard Loki's not dead. They only killed Taurenos and the Medjed, the unseen one or whatever. But he kind of jobbed out. He could have got a bigger push, but he jobbed out. But there's also Immortal Thor also set up a tomb. They brought back they kept mentioning a tomb like the first god deity from the primordial beings. And the Thor has never fought. He fought him one time. He threw his hammer at him and it passed through him. And then basically they kept billing like a tomb is the most powerful god ever. Don't fuck with him. But that was back in like the 60s or 70s, and Thor's more powerful now. So it might be that he's got to fight a tomb now, and so there's that. Henry asked who. It's not as easy to share stuff on here, but I'll try it. But I could refresh and go to Google Chrome, but that's not needed. Let me see. Tomb. He is the Egyptian. Well, here he is. He's an Egyptian sun god, I believe, or something. But he has like two forms, as all these like uber powerful dudes do. They always got like the second, like the evil form.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we have the a tomb, and then he has the demiurge is also like it's like his evil version. But yeah, so Thor fought the demiurge and beat him, but then like his mom tells him like, yeah, but you never fought a tomb though, and he's like, well, I did, but like you didn't win. And so he's like basically this like golden all powerful Egyptian sun god. He's literally inside of the sun, I believe is where Thor met him. He's like inside of the sun, and then he like threw the hammer at him and it passed right through him, and it's like didn't do anything. That was like his only really like interaction with Thor. So I think that we might be getting that as well, because Al Ewing made great care to bring up a tomb in Immortal Thor. So, anyway, we'll follow the story as it happens. We'll be right here to cover it and give every theory whether it's close getting debunked or not. So, anyway, thank you, Cynic, for being on.
Yeah, man, I love it.
Thank you everyone in the chat. Swan, Henry, Ruby popped on, Jamie, Sarah, Henry the Lore Seeker, Bob Baki, everyone for being here, everyone watching, lurking, or watching on replay. Don't forget, Wednesday will be, of course, WoW Wednesday. And if you're itching for more Thor content, we have the past Thorsday live streams where we've gone over all of Mortal Thor from start to finish, really multiple times, because I think we started it the very first when we went over the recent comic, and then we went back to the beginning. But either way, we've cataloged the whole thing. I used to read it out line for line. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. But anyway, so if you want more, they're over there. And we always are willing to talk about Thor on WoW Wednesday, as well as mostly Batman. Batman comes up all the time. Maybe one day we'll do that Batman show, but you never know. But anyway,
I don't know if
thanks.
Batter Day's ever getting off the ground.
Batter Day just needs people. Batman comes up every time. Anyway, thank you all for coming, and I'm going to play the outro.
Bye.